Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3.
The friendships made through band may be the strongest because of everything you go through while working together for the same goal. Marching band creates a sense of belonging and a sense of accomplishment too. Music brings people together because when words fail, music speaks.
Band becomes one big family. We essentially are all individual artists that come together to create a completely new art form. And you spend so much time working to create a product that really tries to reach out to the audience. We become a whole group. And with that, you become a family, and there's no other question about it. I mean, sometimes it's a dysfunctional family, but a family nonetheless.
I'm looking forward to being with my brother.
Every single person is important and has a necessary part. One person missing means a hole in the show and a missing part of the family.
My first pre-camp almost didn't happen because I was convinced I wasn't doing marching band. I remember the entire first rehearsal was just me crying, and I had to hold up my horn and I was like, no, and I just cried. And then the next day I came and I was like, okay, it's a little better, but I cried. I told my mom and she's like, why are you doing this? And I said, I have absolutely no idea. And as the season went on and I realized that there was more to it, and it obviously made me stick because here I am now, and I'm really glad I did.
It was different than I expected. I was interested to find out how dots work and all of that. I thought it was more like you stand there, but you actually have to do exact step sizes.
There have been times when we thought quitting was an option. It gets intense and overwhelming, but overall, the reward is so worth it.
I regret not marching in my freshman year because I missed out on a lot of fun. I would be a lot closer to the people that are around me now, and I see that was a whole year of memories that I missed out on.
First competition last year. It was a really scary time because I didn't really know what to expect. I was next to Patrick before we went on the field, and I was really, really nervous. So I was like telling him, I'm gonna mess up, dude, I'm gonna mess up. And he just looked at me and he's like, you worked really hard for this and you have nothing to really worry about. And I just took a deep breath, went on the field, and we did it, and it was great.
Guard every year redefines their standards and their expectations because you have to adjust to a new team. And that's one thing I love about this team is we're a competitive color guard and we set standards for ourselves. It's really a great team to be a part of when you're working together to achieve something.
This year with Drumline, we've got pretty much an entirely new line, and surprisingly, we're actually doing really, really well. I'm really proud of how they're coming together, and I see a lot of ambition and dedication in these kids.
Pit is a branch of percussion. We play up in the front of the field while the band is marching, and our practice is very important. We don't get to bring our instruments home at night.
Some people don't necessarily give us the credit we deserve. We're branded as band geeks.
Band geeks.
Band geeks. Who take part in a little club that barely requires any physical activity. Obviously, that's not true. We spend 200 plus hours a year rehearsing. Many of those hours are in the hot Florida sun. We even do lots of PT to condition our body to perform a 7-minute long show.
We need the strength to hold our horns up for long periods of time while looking and sounding good, so that when we compete against other bands at regional and state level competitions, we can pride ourselves over our accomplishments and strive to be the greatest we can be.
We are proud to be Marching Colts.
Nothing about this is easy, but it all is extremely beneficial for the future. Marching band teaches what other classes cannot.
Discipline.
Respect.
Dedication.
Time management.
Resilience, just to name a few.
Even though one more time rarely ever means one more time, we push forward until we finally get that water break.
From the progress I've already seen, I expect we're going to do pretty well. My only advice, drink water.
We may not have made it to finals this year, but we realized something important. It didn't matter anymore. The rain may have caused us to play indoors instead of marching, but we still played our hearts out, we still had fun and gave a great performance. In the end, that's all that mattered.
This year we got some great people who were able to stay with us throughout the season, and we are so grateful for our instructors.
We do put a lot of emotion and a lot of ourselves into this, so thank you guys for realizing this dream, the way that we envisioned it.
You guys are a great ensemble.
You guys did a really great job.
I'm super proud of you all.
We can't thank our parents enough for putting in so many long hours and supporting us through everything.
From building a walk-through miss machine, to being a go-to nurse, to organizing fundraisers, and even fixing our uniforms, they've done it alongside us. We'd be lost without our band mommies and daddies.
When my mom was a senior, she was actually band captain here, and now that she's president, she still gets to influence the band. The band parents work so hard to get the things that we need, and without them, I don't think we'd be able to be as successful as we really are, and we appreciate them so much.
Mom, Dad, I know you guys are watching this. I know I don't say it enough, but I'm very, very thankful for you guys. You're the world's greatest cheerleaders, rocks, anchors. You're my best friends. I know it doesn't seem like that sometimes, but you are. And I love you guys very much. I'm very, very thankful.
Coral Springs High School Teacher of the Year, Mr. Brett Dawson.
Our number one band dad will always be Mr. Dawson. We have the utmost respect for you after spending so many years being in charge of an abundant group of teenagers.
Before you leave the band room for the last time, stop and look around for just one moment. These four walls have seen you at your best times and your worst times. They've watched the creation of friendships and everlasting memories. They've seen the person you were when you walked in the first time and the person you'll be when you walk out the last time. So when you finally leave, know that the band room is silently weeping, and maybe you are too, because both of you have realized that in order to move forward in your life, you must first leave home.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I wasn't ready. All right, so we're just your average day band camp.